If you're researching Marysville, Ohio from a few states away, some of the numbers make it look like an easy yes. Union County is the fastest growing county in the entire state of Ohio. The median household income here is over $112,000. But 5 months ago, the biggest employer in this county walked away from a plan it had spent over $1 billion building. And the housing numbers here are telling two different stories at the same time, depending upon which column you read. So that's what this is, an honest answer to the question, is Marysville a good place to live? What's real, what actually changed this year, and the part nobody tells you until you've already unpacked. I'm Jim West. I'm a realtor here in Marysville, and I've been helping people buy and sell across Union County for more than 22 years. Before real estate, I was an engineer at Honda's Marysville and East Liberty plant. So when I talk about that employer, I'm not reading a press release. And I live right here in Scott Farms, which is one of the subdivisions I sell in. When I tell you what it's like here, I'm telling you what my own street is like. By the end of this, you'll know who this town is a good fit for, who it isn't, and the two things I'd want to answer before I wrote an offer in this market. Let's start with the growth, because that part is real. Union County went from about 63,000 people in the 2020 census to roughly 75,000 today, close to 19% in 6 years, and it makes us the #1 fastest growing county in Ohio. Marysville itself went from about 25,700 people to roughly 31,000. People aren't trickling in here, they're arriving. Now here's the part you need to sit with. Honda is the largest employer in Union County at roughly 8,000 people. For the last few years, the story here was Honda's EV hub. Over $1 billion retooling the Marysville plant, East Liberty, and the engine plant to build electric vehicles. In March of this year, Honda canceled it. They killed the 3 electric models those plants were being converted for and took a write-off of as much as $15.7 billion. Honda's first annual loss since the company went public in 1957. I want to be careful here because that headline sounds worse for this town than it actually is. Those plants were built flexible. Honda has said Marysville and East Liberty keep building gasoline and hybrid vehicles, and the company is going hard in a direction those plants were already good at. Accord, Pilot, CR-V, moving to hybrid only. Hybrids are already about a quarter of Honda's U.S. sales, and Honda's first half sales this year were its strongest since 2021. The bet that failed was the electric bet. The factories are still running, but I won't pretend there's no risk in it. When one company employs 8,000 people in a county of 75,000, that company's strategy is your local economy. If your household income would depend on Honda, think hard about that. If it wouldn't, you should still know it's the thing that would move home values here faster than anything else. What I'd point to you is what sits underneath Honda. Memorial Health runs a hospital in town with about 1,180 employees. Scott's Miracle-Gro has its world headquarters here, right around 1,000. The Transportation Research Center is over 500, and so are the schools and the county. That's a deeper bench than most towns of 31,000 have. And it's why I'm not sitting here worried. All right, I have the two things that catch people off guard. The first is what daily life costs you in time. The average Union County worker has a 26-minute commute. Dublin is about 25 minutes up 33, downtown Columbus to a 35 or 40. Livable numbers, but they assume you're driving because there's no transit out here. 2 cars per household isn't a preference in Marysville, it's the floor. In Uptown, it's better every year, but it is not Bridge Park and it isn't trying to be. If your Saturday needs 8 restaurants and a walkable district, you're driving to Dublin for it. The people who leave this town are almost always the ones who assume the amenities would catch up to the growth faster than they did. The second is the housing math, and I want to give you both the snapshot and the trend because they do not say the same thing. Single month first. In June, the median sale price of Marysville School District was $397,750, up 0.9% from June a year ago, essentially flat. And it looks stable now the year to date, which is a number I'd actually trust. 1 month of 52 sales in a district this size bounces around. Through the end of June, our median sale price is $385,000. Last year at the same time, it was $390,000. So year to date, we're down about 1.3%. That's not a crash, nowhere close, but it's down, not up, and that's already a different story than the June snapshot tells, which is why I don't trust a single month and why you shouldn't either when somebody quotes you one. Here's the number that matters most, and it says the same thing in both columns. Days on market. In June, homes took 19 days to sell, up from 14 a year ago. Year to date, 33 days versus 22 from last year. A 51% increase in how long it takes to sell a house in this district. And you can watch sellers adjusting to it. Year to date, they're getting 98% of their original asking price, down from 99. The median list price on new listings is down about 2.5% from a year ago. Sellers are asking less out of the gate. Inventory in June was up almost 15%, and months of supply moved from 1.6 to 1.9. Put it together, and this is still a tight market. Under 2 months of supply is tight by any measure. But it's loosening, and the loosening is showing up in time and in seller flexibility before it shows up in price. For you as a buyer, that's the best news in this video. You have more room than a buyer here had a year ago. And you'll need it because new construction in the 43040 zip code has been averaging around $449,000 with 5 active builder communities inside Marysville. Buy a resale house and you're negotiating against a builder who can offer things a private seller structurally cannot. Buy new and sell in 3 years and you're competing against that same builder, still selling brand new in your own subdivision with incentives. That should change which house you buy, and almost nobody moving here from out of state has thought about that. So Marysville is a good place to live if you want a small town county seat with a serious job base. You're clear that the job base leans on one company. You're fine driving for the extras, and you're buying with your eyes open about builder competition. It's a poor fit if you need walkability, transit, or a big dining scene without a car ride. If you're researching this area from out of state and you want somebody to tell you the truth about a specific street or subdivision, that's the conversation I like having. Call or text me 614-507-5732 or go to jimwestteam.com. No obligation, and I'll tell you if I think this isn't the right town for you. I'm Jim West in Marysville, and I'll see you in the next one.